about a new keyboard? How about a B710 from Bloody? How about a new keyboard with a new switch created by Bloody that's supposedly the fastest switch in the world? And they've got some very interesting technology in here. Now these switches, to me, they feel slightly softer but almost identical to Red's, and there's a spring and a housing inside there, but it's not bottoming out and not pressing anything. It's not actuating by hitting the bottom and mashing a button or pushing on a membrane or anything like that. It's doing something a little different. First off, let's show you how fast it is. So here we have Cherry MX Red, and right over here is their new keyboard with the light strike technology, and they've set up a little test here where they've balanced it. So this is the enter key on the Cherry, and this is the control key here. And if you press right in the middle, the control key should be faster. So now if I press over on the side of the enter, you'll see enter's faster. If I push it a little bit right in the dead center, you have to measure to verify this so they're not cheating, but you can see there it's slightly faster every single time. Now let's talk about the way that this works. Underneath here, let's see here. See, there's a little infrared LED in there. Now each one of these has an infrared LED, and as you press this down, there's an interrupt. Right there you can see. This will interrupt the LED, and once you interrupt the light going back and forth, that actuates. 2 millimeters to the bottom, takes about 1 millimeter to do your return, so you should be able to double tap really quickly, and all you're doing is interrupting the LED signal. And they also have this technology in their mice. There's one over here. See, we have a Razer Naga, and then one of their mice right beside it, and they've got the same LED interrupt technology going on right here, the light strike technology. Press right in the center, and the left is faster just about every single time. StarCraft players, you're gonna like this. Quake players probably like this too. We need to test this out and just see, see how it feels. And it'll be also interesting to see if they release this with different, switch types, different, like clicky, some with an actuation bump, because this one is linear. It feels just like a Red almost, maybe a little bit softer. I'm thinking the pressure is probably going to be about 40-35 grams. So very interesting stuff from Bloody. Bloody also has several other interesting things here, so go ahead and be sure to Google them if you haven't heard of them. They're in the States on Newegg and Amazon and a few other things, but it's cool to see some new switches out there in the world.
Okay, I'm here at NeuroSky. We found these guys. They've got some really cool technology going on, like that thing. I'm not sure what's with the furries in Taiwan, but they're here. Anyway, so these guys make the thing called the cardio chip. It's the device, it's the microchip that's being put into all of the wearable tech, like the Zen watch. Got this thing here. It's the Rain because you can. It's one of the sports wristbands that measures your heart rate and all that kind of jazz, and it does all sorts of cool mood, stress analysis and such. It's kind of nifty. According to this, I am going to be soon called Dr. Evil. That's what they're telling me. Alright, so this is the cardio chip NeuroSky. It's a little mock-up device that they created, and you put your thumbs on this and it measures your heart rate and everything else. It's tied into an app. It's the same, again, this is the same kind of stuff that you'll see in the Zen watch and some of the other wearable techs that's got like a heart rate monitor. It's this chip that drives all of that. And in addition to that, they've got the really cool neural interface with the cat ears. It measures your brain waves and your meditation and attention functionality. Here we go, check this out. This is one of those wearable techs, you just stick it on. It's got the sensors in the back, and it tells you all sorts of cool stuff about your heart and how badly you're dying. Alright, so we're checking out Arky's booth here. Look at this really nifty device here. It's a fish tank and a plantation for a small plant and whatnot. So basically, the really nifty part is you get the fish in the bottom here. Hello. The water gets pumped up into the plantation. Waters the plant. And then the water filters through plant roots, drains back into the water. Kind of creates this nice little ecosystem that's kind of self-contained. Every now and again you gotta add more water because it eventually evaporates off and whatnot. But for the most part, you don't have to water the plant very often and the fish gets clean water. It's kind of nifty.
Pandora Mobility has a solution for you guys who just get to your house and wonder, how the hell did I get here? Who am I? Where's my pants? Well, you probably shouldn't be in that situation, and the Alco check from Pandora Mobility might be able to help. So here's what it is. It's a little breathalyzer you keep in your pocket. Now, the interesting thing about this is that, can you see that right there? You just breathe on it, and if you shouldn't be driving, it'll light up with a color corresponding to your level of drunkenness. Or if you're okay, it's green. So we have our standard, fuel cell chemical sensor in here, just like you'd have in, a device in your house, like a smoke detector or something in your alarm. And you breathe on this. It should last about 5 years. It's got a coin battery that you can replace in here. There we go. That thing's up and running. And it also corresponds with an app. Now, the nice thing about the app here, if you can see over here on the wall, is that it'll show you the different levels of alcohol content in your, your breathalyzer test. And also, you can calibrate this depending on what country you're in. If you're like, hey, I am German, we allowed to drink more, right? That's a terrible German accent. I hope you guys punch me in the face. Or if you're from some other country where you're not allowed to drink as much, well, you can calibrate it for that. And you can also calibrate it for you after the fact. So once they get that worked out, the calibration, you can even calibrate it for your own breath, man. After they get all that worked out, it'll be on the market in a couple of months. So check that out from Pandora Mobility.